He knows you. He's like, oh, celebrity.
No, he must be looking at the Jeep, trust me. This one gets more attention than I do. This is the only car that I bought without ever having a look at it in real life.
Today with us, we have the Jeep Rubicon. And to start with, the name Jeep has been one of the most iconic in the world. Has been in existence since World War II and has coexisted with multiple manufacturers, but no matter who you show it to, everybody's going to recognize the Jeep. And today with me, I have Karan Kundrra, celebrity, actor, and most importantly for me, a car enthusiast. This is a stock Jeep right here. This is his Jeep Wrangler.
This one's mine, yeah.
Looks nothing similar. I fell in love with this car when I drove it 6 days back, and I've had this with me for 5 days.
Yeah.
And I was thinking maybe this is something that I should have. This is an ideal car. And then we saw this out on the street while we were driving here. And just look at what he's done with this car. There's subtle changes, wheels, the bumper, the color. I just fell in love with the color. What is this color called?
It's called the Sarge Green. It's actually they're celebrating the 75 years of having that color. So this was again post the war, the World War II, which you mentioned. The Willis came out in this color, so they're celebrating that.
The first Willis, I think that was the for the
CJ.
civilian, the CJ.
Yes, CJ. No, this was pure military. So this color was pure military, and they came out with only 600, I guess. I'm not very sure.
Very few numbers. Yes.
Yeah, but it's a beautiful color. It's got no metallics in it, nothing in it. And I wanted a simple looking car. Of course, the wheels make it look very different than what.
Very different. Though it's still tall because of the high profile wheels, it feels that it's a lower car.
Yes, that's the kind of profile I wanted. A lot of Wrangler, enthusiasts, they lift their cars. I had an option of lifting it, but I wanted to try out without lifting it. And if the ride quality was getting affected, I would have gone for it. But nothing. This car, nothing happens to this car. So. This one is the GL, and it's designed in the US and it's manufactured in India. And this has the Jeep from 1941 badging on it. What's more interesting is also they have a trail, the Rubicon Trail,
X-Trail,
the X-Trail in Yukon, and so this is the trail rated badge. It's extremely tough, and I've seen a couple of videos. I think I saw the first, the new Rubicon, this one. I saw that video and I was like, I gotta have this one.
The first time I saw a Wrangler and I fell in love with it was in 1996. Have you watched the movie Jurassic Park?
Of course.
In that is where the Wrangler Sahara was featured.
Yeah.
I fell in. They had the square lights.
Yes.
But the tire profile on those vehicles then, and we back then had something that was the Armada by
the Armada,
Mahindra.
right.
But if there was something that was open and had that look and that feel, I have a toy car which I'm going to show in the video later. It's still there with me since I was maybe 6 years old.
See, the Armada also has its genetics connected to the Jeep. So when they say that all the present day SUVs like the Land Cruisers,
any of the SUVs,
because Jeep had joint ventures with Toyota. That's how they, with Renault, with
Chrysler, Fiat later,
and Jeep with Mahindra in India back in the 40s. That's how Mahindra started, and that's why.
Let's go for a ride. And cool. I want to drive if you don't mind.
Yes, you are going to drive this. So you get to the
other
side.
You
want the key? Or you just,
no, you can just keep it.
Should we try it again?
Yeah, the remote start function.
Nope. This one's just not agreeing today.
What's wrong, man?
She's a brat, I told you.
gonna get used to these retractable door steps.
That's very convenient, trust me.
Very convenient.
Once you get used to it, it is just perfect.
Almost the same.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same stock. Didn't touch much.
Oh, now I see what you
Yeah,
talking
I don't have those.
about. Dampers.
Yeah. You know why these cars have the window controls in the center?
Yeah.
Because of the
Doors.
doors.
Doors
And
go missing.
when a Scorpio does that, I'm like, okay, you don't need that. So it's pretty funny.
See, like I said, for me, my first love was something that how I got into the love for the Wrangler or the Jeep was in 1996.
Yes, with
The
Jurassic
Wrangler
Park.
Sahara
Yes.
in the movie Jurassic Park.
Yes.
For you,
Yeah.
was it only because in Punjab you would see people with vehicles of this sort?
Yeah. My mum is a Malayali. So I have a lot of cousins in Kerala, and Kerala, when I used to go there as a kid, you can take a left. My cousins were obsessed with the Jeep, right? And so I was never allowed to buy a Jeep, because according to my parents, it's unsafe because it's open and you guys drive like idiots and it's gonna, you're gonna fall off the car or something like that. But there's a big Jeep culture in Punjab where they. There are these army. They do these auctions where you can go and pick up the Jonga, you can pick up the 1 ton, the Nissan 1 ton.
You know a lot about cars, don't you?
You can pick up the. My friends have the original Willys. Yeah,
Have you driven it?
Yeah, absolutely.
I got a chance to drive the original Willys, the 1955 variant. Okay. Obviously, it was, I don't know how they got hold of it.
Yeah.
But I got to drive it after he had put those huge balloon tires on it.
Yeah.
So I didn't have the authentic feel. But also, the other thing was, have you tried the throttle using your hand?
How?
So on the older military cars, there was no gas pedal at the bottom.
Right.
The throttle was on the dashboard.
On the dashboard,
like
yeah.
how you would have for aircrafts. So you adjust
You
the
pull
speed,
it, yeah.
and
Of
then
course,
you drive.
Of course, I've seen that somewhere.
And that's one of the reasons why, if you see the older videos of these Jeep cars, where they're asking military personnel to drive it over obstacles, you'll just see them gunning it.
Yeah.
It's because they've set the speed and now they only have to control with the brake.
Correct.
But you'll see these guys just being tossed around in the car, and for me it was like, okay, you wanna showcase how or what the car is capable of.
Car is capable
But why
of, yes.
those guys made to do this? There were some really weird ways they would put out videos back then.
Yeah.
So when I read about it and when I saw it later, when I saw it and tested it out firsthand, I was like, okay.
Oh, I have not tested. You're
Now-
lucky guy. I want to do that now. You want to get rid of this at least? Better lighting? What do you say?
Yeah, I want to do that.
Yeah, let's just park the car somewhere. It takes 2 minutes to do it. This is where the side step
comes into play.
comes handy.
Is this one?
I'll come with. It might need a slight push from under. So imagine what it looks like with the entire roof gone off. The front windscreen is also collapsible.
In the older ones.
Even this one. Yeah, look, they have that. You see those two things on the bonnet? That's basically to support this. Once the doors are off, this goes off as well. And you know why they used to have that? The collapsible windscreens. No, because they used to load them up in crates and put them in the those big bombers, the big massive airplanes,
The cargo planes.
the cargo planes, and the crates. They
They used to airdrop them.
airdrop them, And because they needed the collapsible the windscreen so that the car would fit in a crate. So Jeep was told by the government that they need these specifications. It has to fit in a certain crate.
They
so
scouted 147 companies.
Yeah.
Yeah. For
And they
getting
got the
the
tender,
right
yeah.
design.
Yep.
And Jeep was the one who won it. That's Willys then.
The CJ? No.
That was called.
The first was a number only. I don't
MB.
remember.
No, that was
yeah,
MB.
I think so. Yes, you're right.
The CJ was a civilian car.
Yes.
That's when
why
they
it was
changed
called
the
the
name.
CJ.
Until 1967, they retained the name. They had CJ2, they had CJ2B, CJ3B.
This one, the Wrangler came out in '86.
Wrangler, yes.
Yeah.
1986. And that is when they started with the Y series and the J series.
Yes.
That's when Fiat acquired Chrysler.
Correct.
Okay, from the older cars, you've driven the Willys Jeep.
Yes, I have.
And any other
I've
variants?
driven the Monster Wrangler in the US. I have also tried the 395, which is very, very, very powerful and fast Jeep Wrangler. Unfortunately, we don't get it here. It's almost like a hybrid.
That's a V8.
That's a V10?
They have an inline 6
Inline 6. So that's
and a V8.
V8. You know, sometimes I go and they're like, "Sir, ये जो है ये हमर है ना?" I'm like, yeah, हमर है. I like how, you know, when I was a kid and, you know, I used to see a car that I really liked and, you know, I used to stare at it. I see boys doing that and, you know, they come to me and they're like, what have you done to this car? I'm like, I just, you know, I'm just fulfilling my childhood dreams of owning a Jeep and, you know, making it look like a crazy version. And then I let them drive it.
Okay, on that note, now with American manufacturers, where even the Jeep is from, they have some space age sort of standards when it comes to construction of these cars.
True.
Like they're built to
Last. Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why they even took off some of the badging that used to come on the car initially, because the paint would then start rusting. That's why you get embossed Jeep on the car.
Now
You
they
have the
also
badges
ditched
now.
the Jeep in the front. You know, they have the 7-slot grille.
Correct.
Earlier
Which were
Jeeps-
tubular.
Yes, earlier
New-
Jeeps used to have Jeep written on it.
Correct.
The new Wrangler doesn't have it.
And they used to be tubular first. Now they're those flat grills.
They keep changing the 7 slots, but it's more or less pretty much the same. And also the round headlights have remained. I mean, gone back to the
That again
grills.
started with after
90s.
After 1996, they launched the Wrangler Safari. Post that, the newer variations of cars again started sporting the
round, yeah. I like the round. Any car with a history, anything which, you know, I get excited about these things. Like I remember when I was watching Dillagi, like a long time back, and there was this weird looking car that Sunny Deol was driving. And I'm like, what is this? And my elder brother, he's like, dude, that's the Range Rover. You don't know. So I was like, why is he driving around in a sumo looking car? And I'm like, why? He's like, no, it's a very expensive car. It's a very capable car. And that's when my obsession with Range Rovers started.
That's why.
Yeah, and then it took me about 18 years to actually be able to afford. But the Wrangler happened purely on the basis of practicality. I really needed a tough car to go anywhere in Mumbai, and especially with the kind of places that we try, you know, shoot at, and with the roads. I'm telling you, I am in love with this one. It's been fun. It's been a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this. We should do this more often.
And I've never sat on the top of the Jeep before.
Same here.
So thank you so much.
And we've been appreciating the way the bonnet looks from here. Boys and their obsession with
Obsession
cars
of
and different
cars.
angles. This is the new thing.
And this was an amazing episode about the Jeep series of cars with the amazing person here, Karan Kundrra. What a person. I mean, he's an actor, celebrity, but
Thank you.
very well known fact about him, and we're disclosing it out. He's a car fanatic, not just this car. He knows most of the cars out there on the road, older ones, newer ones, and it's been a very, very enlightening conversation for me about his love for cars, his personal experiences about this car, and other cars as well.